Have you got something that's in the way of you feeling good? Maybe a belief, maybe a certain emotion that keeps coming up? Well, I've certainly been through my fair share, even in the last few months and certainly in the last few years. So, on the podcast today, what I really wanted to talk about was actually the fact that we are joy, we are peace, we are calm, we are love, I believe, naturally. Yet there's just things in our life that come up in the way that block us. So welcome to today's episode of the Men's Mental Health Podcast with me, Johnny Pardo. I may add in the intro there in future, but I just, at the moment, if I'm honest, I can't really be bothered with editing. I have moved my mic though. Again, this is very little relevance to today's topic. I'm just sharing. I have moved my mic so I can be in a better position for podcasts in future. Anyway, back to the actual value of what you want me to talk about today, or I wanted to talk about today. So I heard a quote earlier, and yeah, maybe you're a man right now and you're just like, wow, I just not feeling good. Things are coming away. And I've recently started helping guys on like a one-to-one combined breathwork session with coaching. And I'm certainly noticing patterns already, and in my own life and talking to other guys and being in men's groups. And it's often like, I know that the man, or even myself, at core is a very strong, powerful man and a good man. Yet there's things that come in our way that block us, and things can happen in life that make us not feel so good. For me, a lot of it has been, not a lot, but like there's been a bit of heartbreak, through dating, through women and relationship stuff. And there's been stuff like job loss, financial challenges, which actually goes around in a circle, because if you're not feeling so good about life, your finances is going to be a challenge, rather than if you feel more abundant and you go out and give value. And yeah, like at the core, I believe we are like these certain loving, amazing human beings as men, and all human beings, I believe, whatever gender you identify as. But it's just things coming away. And I had this quote earlier, and it was that a man was asked, how do you grow your plant so well? How do your plants grow so well? And you may have heard the story, you may not. And he says, I don't force them to grow, I just remove the things stopping them. And I thought, wow, that was so simple, but so impactful for me. And I think it's very, very true. When I'm moving forward, it's not because I've like developed some superpower special ability. Yeah, there are skills. Yeah, there are things that I've learned to allow me to move further. Right, I speak better when I've done voice coaching. I've gone to Toastmasters, things like that. Yeah, absolutely. I've grown in my career from being mentored by people better in project management than me. I've learned skills by being mentored and coached by people who've been in the game for a decade or decades, right? But I believe like at the core, we do have that certainty, and people are like, you build confidence. I believe like, yeah, you build confidence by doing something, but I believe we've got this natural self-esteem and love, but we just lose it. Think about it. When a baby exists, the baby doesn't like care. It's like, meet all my needs. Wow, come see me. Like, that's who we are at birth. And like, it believes its needs are going to be met. It believes it's lovable. It believes it's worthy. And we go through life and things get blocked. The same is with plants, right? You don't like go, grow plant, grow, go quicker, like you would to yourself. You go, right, let's remove some of the things that aren't working. And I just call this out in like the area of finances and making money, because there's a lot about making money online. And this is going to piss a lot of people off, but I'm going to say it because you probably know I'm not a man who hides stuff. Yeah, I think there's people who know some quicker strategies out there, like how do you scale your business quicker and all this kind of thing, 100%. But I think often people will sell stuff when they're missing the fact that the person doesn't need another strategy. The person needs to believe in themselves by unblocking what's in the way, in my personal view. Like we don't need to learn more skills to be lovable. We just need to realize we are lovable as a human being, and that's going to knock on to all areas of life. And it's certainly something I've had to work through in those areas. So these are the things I feel are really helping me work through blocks, the things that are stopping me growing over time. And it's about feeling the things I need to let out. So the first thing is allowing time every single day to feel, scheduling time for 30 minutes a day to sit and feel with my own emotions, right? So I block off 30 minutes, and sometimes my emotion is I'm so tired, I need to sleep, my body is exhausted, and that is me listening to me, and that builds my relationship. Other times it's like I'm feeling agitated, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling upset, I'm grieving. And grieving, as I've talked about, isn't just about losing someone to death. It's about losing a relationship. It's losing someone that you're really into. It could be a job. It could be a situation. It could be a friendship. Like, grief is multiple things. Maybe I'm feeling grief, and therefore I need to feel it, not block it out. And then the next thing is I note a lot of triggers that, not a lot, but like the triggers that come up. So it's like, oh, like the other day, for example, my accountant sent me load of stuff, and I was like, cool, thank you. And, you know, sorting my taxes and things like that. And there's a bit of me that was like nervous about, oh, had I done this wrong? Had I done that right? Or I don't quite understand that. And that was coming up. And I'm like, okay, what do I need to look at within me? Maybe there's a belief there that I need to work through. So I'm like, And then I looked at it and went, and then I looked at it and it's actually a lot more simple than I realised. And I went, the belief still that I'm not intelligent enough is coming up from childhood. So therefore, maybe I need to look at that a little bit more, because I don't think I've been called stupid. Like, I can't remember the last time I've been called stupid, but like I call it myself in my head sometimes, just because maybe in childhood I was called it like in another word once or twice by the teacher. But actually there's no evidence that no one's called me, and even if they did, like, it's complete BS that I'm stupid, but like that was the belief that's coming up, so I had to look at that. So write down the trigger. And then number 3, I've written down some notes in case you see me looking to the side if you're watching the video. Just scheduling some time when you've noted those things down. Why is it rubbish? What is the truth, and how can that be true? So when you start really becoming present with your feelings, allowing yourself to feel them, and then actually becoming very conscious about the negative language, then that can really, really, really help, I believe. And also I'll share this. There's sometimes, like, you might be thinking, well, I'm like angry all day. Yeah, like if you got opportunity, maybe multiple times a day, you need to sit with yourself. But if you don't, note down the feeling and go and deal with it as soon as possible. If you actually sit with your body and your emotions and what you're feeling, what's coming up, it actually takes no more than 90 seconds, somewhere between a minute and 90 seconds to actually feel through an emotion if you let yourself. And when I do that, I actually find that I experience a lot of joy afterwards, or peace at least, or neutrality. So it's like I was feeling really grief the other day, and sometimes you don't need to logically know where it's coming from. It's just a stored emotion in the body. Like I'm a big thinker, and that's one of my greatest gifts, but sometimes one of the biggest curse, that I'm quite analytical and forward thinking and strategical. And I sometimes like, where's that coming from? And I've let go of being like, where is it coming from? Okay, let's let go of that. I'm actually experiencing grief in my body, so let my body experience that and process that as a result. And then the bliss, the joy, and the relaxation comes afterwards without expectation. So that's what I really want to share today. Going back to that quote again, a man who allowed his plants to grow doesn't force the plants to grow. He just removes the things that are blocking them from growing. So think about that for yourself, and limiting beliefs and challenging things that are coming your way. Don't expect there to be no limiting beliefs and no emotions in your life. Like a plant, you can't expect a garden to be completely clean and nothing in the way, but you can keep tending to that garden. You can keep tending to your mind and removing the things that are maybe getting in the way to allow yourself to grow fully. So that's what I wanted to share today, and I'll speak to you very, very soon.